So, the very spooky and dangerous hacker squad known as Anonymous is threatening to hack Elon Musk. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, this is pretty based, since I kinda lost a shit ton of money I had in Bitcoin because of Elon Musk's tweets, and I just kinda want to talk about it. So, let's just watch the video.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is a message from Anonymous, for Elon Musk. For the past several years you have enjoyed one of the most favorable reputations of anyone in the billionaire class, because you have tapped into the desire that many of us have to live in a world with electric cars and space exploration, but recently your carefully created public image is being exposed, and people are beginning to see you as nothing more than another narcissistic rich dude who is desperate for attention. It appears that your quest to save the world is more rooted in a superiority and savior complex than it is in actual concern for humanity. This has been obvious to your employees for a long time, who have faced intolerable conditions under your command for years. It is also obvious to the young children working in your overseas lithium mines, which are destroying the local environment as well. You have been open about your willingness to stage coups in order to install dictators in places where your toxic products are being mined. You have even prematurely crowned yourself Emperor of Mars, a place where you will be sending people to die. Your fanboys overlook these issues because they are focused on the potential good that your projects can bring to the world, but you are not the only show in town, and your competition is growing more intense with each passing day. There are plenty of other companies working on space exploration and electric vehicles. You are just the only CEO who has gained a cult following through shitposting and trolling the world on social media. In fact, many people are now learning that the vast majority of Tesla's income doesn't actually come from selling cars, it comes from government subsidies, selling carbon tax credits for your innovation with clean energy. This technically isn't your innovation though, because you aren't actually the founder of Tesla, you simply purchased the company from two people much more intelligent than you are, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Tesla has also made more money holding Bitcoin for a few months than they did in years of selling cars. It is also more than likely that this Bitcoin was purchased with money from these government subsidies. It is now widely believed that you have been forced to denounce your company's involvement with Bitcoin in order to keep that green government money flowing into Tesla's coffers. The energy use argument about proof of work mining is a very nuanced conversation that requires a fairly complex understanding of how power grids work, and how excess energy is wasted by power companies, and sought out by crypto miners. This is a conversation that you have been having for over a year and were intimately aware of, but as soon as your main source of income was threatened you pretended to be clueless in an attempt to play both sides of the fence. Then, your move to create a Bitcoin miner council was rightly seen as an attempt to centralize the industry and take it under your control. Reading from the comments on your Twitter posts, it seems that the games you have played with the crypto markets have destroyed lives. Millions of retail investors were really counting on their crypto gains to improve their lives. This is something that you will never understand because you were born into the stolen wealth of a South African apartheid emerald mine and have no clue what struggle is like for most of the working people in the world. Of course, they took the risk upon themselves when they invested, and everyone knows to be prepared for volatility in crypto, but your tweets this week show a clear disregard for the average working person. As hardworking people have their dreams liquidated over your public temper tantrums, you continue to mock them with memes from one of your $1 million mansions. You may think you are the smartest person in the room, but now you have met your match. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. Expect us.
So, if you ask me, Elon Musk, I'm really getting tired of his bullshit on Twitter. Right, so one day he's just shitposting unfunny memes he stole from r/dunk memes, and the other day he's making me lose all my Bitcoin money. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Some fucking billionaire on Twitter? I mean, yeah, that's who you are. But you don't have the right to shitpost and then take my money away, because I put my fucking college money that I don't have yet into Bitcoin, and now look where it is. Bitcoin is going down. It's going to has-been fucking hotel. It's going straight to hell. And who's responsible for that? You single-handedly. I mean, come on, just mind your own fucking business. Let me make money off of Bitcoin. You already have Tesla and all those companies you bought from actual smart people. So just stay away from Bitcoin, alright? Do me a favor. Let's be pals over here, eh? No need to fight, man. Let's just settle, and I get to keep my Bitcoin money, you get to shitpost on Twitter, everyone's happy. Also about the African child labor thing, I mean, yeah, that's pretty evil, man. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself. I, as a 9-year-old Bulgarian boy, wouldn't be very happy if you invaded my country and told me work for free, or I'm going to kill your entire family. So I think you really gotta rethink your morals, man. But I mean, you do you. I can still have my opinion. I live in the first world after all. So it's my human right to express my opinion. And my opinion is that Elon Musk is pretty cringe. I mean, he's just an attention seeker at the end of the day. And I also find it pretty funny how he destroys Africa while saying he's gonna save the world and all that shit. So, I mean, it's kinda up to you to decide whether to trust him or not. In my opinion, he isn't the guy to be trusted. I mean, he's shady and spooky and really greedy, and he also made me lose a shit ton of money, so I'm kinda big fucking mad. So I'ma have to think about that, alright? Let me just fucking go think about it. Right, I'm going back after a 2-hour time skip. I have returned, so I think I have come to the conclusion that Elon Musk is cringe, not based, very cringe. And you may be asking, why is that? Well, he constantly flexes with how he's gonna save the world and all that shit, but he, in reality, hasn't done anything he has promised to do. Like, he has made a few electric cars and all that shit, but most of the things he set out to do are just that, things he set out to do, and he hasn't done them yet, and he doesn't seem to be anywhere near their completion. So I think that's enough Elon Musk. Let's now talk about Anonymous. You know, back in my day, like that was probably 2016, Anonymous were really spooky, but they just kinda died out. And that got me thinking, what happened to Anonymous? So I did some research, turns out Anonymous is now populated by kids on Twitter that download DDoS tools from GitHub and use them to take down government websites. Which, in my opinion, that's pretty fucking funny. I mean, Anonymous used to be feared and spooky, but now if you hear Anonymous, you just can't help but laugh. You know, they used to be the guys everyone was afraid of, like they DDoSed PayPal and MasterCard one time, I think. They were just like the tough guys of the playground. But now, like, they're the below average kids at the playground. So, you know, I guess they aren't as feared anymore and they aren't as spooky as they used to be. I mean, I'm not saying all spooky Anonymous members are bad. I'm saying that it is generally populated by kids that use GitHub to find all their Python scripts. So make of that what you will. I think they can still do some good, but I mean, just they don't look as spooky as they used to. I mean, back in the day, like if you hear Anonymous, you just kinda shit yourself and you're like, God, please don't let them fucking DDoS me and hack my credit card info. But now if you hear them, you're like, what, they gonna do, fucking DDoS me with stressdem.net? They just kinda lost their charm, so that's why I'm kinda contemplating on whether or not I should trust them when they say they're gonna hack Elon Musk. But I guess only time can tell me if they're bullshitting or not. So I'm gonna make a follow-up video if they actually go through with it and actually do something. So farewell for now, Elon Musk. If you're watching this,
You are fucking cringe, bro. Farewell.